What's up, guys? Ninja Nick 333. We're back with another round of the KirwansGameStore in Catskill, New York's League Cup. We've got Scott on the left this time with his Gardevoir deck yet again. On the stream 2 rounds in a row here. And we've got Mike Fouché on the right, a pretty well-known player. He is playing Lost Box. This is the win-in round. I do believe that Scott was able to ID into cut, but he got down paired to Mike, I want to say, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, because Scott was guaranteed. Scott's guaranteed with a tie. Mike is on the bubble if he ties. So, his resistance going into this round was 33%. It was the worst of everybody with his record. So he really did have to play this out. He is at 2-1. I believe Scott is 3-0. He might be 2-0-1. I can't remember exactly. I think he's 2-0-1. But yeah, Mike definitely has the worst resistance out of everybody with the 2-1 record right now. So if he were to ID, he is really risking it to make it into the top 4 cut with 9 people. Looks like Scott did win the coin flip, so he's going first. He's able to start that Greninja, uses the concealed cards. He's got 2 Ralts and a Mew in play, is able to retreat into the Mew to use the Mysterious Tail. Sees multiple energy and Pokemon off of that, but off that last card finally gets to see that Ultra Ball. Also, Mike's wearing the shirt that you get for being on the stream at the official Pokemon regionals. Which is kind of funny that he's wearing that and then he's on stream here. So we are going to see a Chorus's Experiment here. I think that's... Oh, for some reason I thought that was 4 cards, but no. I thought that was 6 cards total, but no, that's just my mind playing tricks on me. Because he put 3 cards in his hand. So he is going to use the Flower Selecting now. He is playing Kyogre, the Kyogre version, because I did see him earlier in the tournament playing other people. So getting rid of a double energy recycler off the first Chorus's Experiment is not the worst case scenario, just because you are playing 4 of them. However, you still don't want to if you can avoid that, because the energy recyclers are super relevant if you do want to get that late game Kyogre off. Yeah, so going into this round, Scott did offer the ID, but Mike declined it because of the fact that his resistance was 33%. So he's identifying his prize cards here. He's got that little Etch-a-Sketch type thing. I like using that. That's how I take my notes as well. Lost Box is very important to keep track of your energy cards and certain trainer cards as well. Definitely some of the Pokemon. It's really weird because you have to keep track of so much with this deck, and it's very hard to identify all 6 prize cards on turn 1. This is his first deck search of the game, so general courtesy to allow your opponent to have a little extra time with that deck search to identify those prize cards. Looks like he identified at least 3 of them, which is very fair in the Lost Box deck to be able to find on the first deck search. Does go in for another Comfey. We've used Flower Selecting with the first one already. We do have 3 cards in the Lost Zone. We're going to have to see if there is a switching card or an energy in hand to retreat to go into that next Comfey to get that 4th one in there. It'd be nice to see a Cramorant as well, but this list usually only plays 1 Cramorant, so it might not be likely to see the Cramorant here. Shows that he is retreating. Does not actually switch the Pokemon like you are supposed to, but we all know what's going on anyway. Uses the second Flower Selecting, gets rid of a switch cart. I'm blanking on so many names. You can tell I haven't played a lot in the last month. Alright, so Scott is going to be able to evolve straight into a Curlia here over this one Ralts, the one with the memory skip. We are going to discard the Roxanne to draw 2 more cards. Roxanne is not going to be useful at any point within the next few turns, so might as well get rid of that. You usually have a Pal Pad anyway, so you can get that back if you need to. You definitely saw it too early at this point. Scott is wondering what he wants to Ultra Ball away. He will still need another card to discard for Refinement. So goes for the Gardevoir EX because he does have the rare candy. He is able to rare candy into it immediately. Does he have enough energy to attack? Yes, he does. He has 3 in there and also a Judge. So this is crazy good of a start for Scott. This matchup is favored for Lost Box, but what Scott's going to be looking for here is a Manaphy at some point. He doesn't need it this turn, but he will need it before Mike gets to 7 cards in the Lost Zone. So, I mean, getting it here would be ideal because if he uses Colress's Experiment and 1 Comfey, he will get to 7. So you want to make sure that your opponent can't Mirage Gate onto a Greninja, take 2 prize cards. So, Manaphy, definitely necessary if you can get to it here. So, I mean, there's always like 3 to 4 Level Ball in the deck for Gardevoir, so plus 3 Ultra Ball. We did use 1 already. We did get the Level Ball, so as long as it's in deck, we will be able to see it. Looks like we are going to go for the Psychic Energy off the Fog Crystal is correct. Scott is shuffling the deck. That's telling me that there might not be a Manaphy in deck. It might be in the prize cards. Or maybe, oh, he's using the Mysterious Tail first. I think I would have searched the... If it's in deck, I would have searched the Manaphy first. So he's going to use the Fog Crystal, gets yet another Psychic Energy. So again, is definitely going to have the energy to be able to attack with Gardevoir this turn. And again, even though Lost Box is favored, if you can get the turn 2 Rare Candy Gardevoir EX and attack with it, you're probably actually favored in the matchup with Gardevoir. Looks like we have double Level Ball here. So you could Level Ball for another Kirlia as well as a Manaphy. Looks like we are going to retreat. We haven't played any of those. I'm a little surprised we haven't played those Level Balls yet. Oh, we're going to play Collapse Stadium. Interesting. I still would have gotten the Manaphy and then discarded the Mew with it. And Mike immediately scoops up his cards, knowing that he's lost the game. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, this game very fast. So Mike thinks about it for a moment here, and then he offers the ID. Each player is allowed to offer an ID once. Mike says, you know, I'm down a game, so I have to win both of the next 2 games, or I could take the ID, which is risky, but still possible to get me into cut. So he does decide to ask for the ID. Scott says, you know what, I'm guaranteed, so, you know, I could just lose these next 2 games. So might as well take the ID. It guarantees me. It doesn't matter whether Mike gets in or not on my end. And they do go for the ID here. So that is it. they do the fist bump here. And they're like, yeah, we're just IDing. So again, as always, do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe and all of that good stuff. Mike did bubble at 5th place. His resistance did skyrocket after this round, but it was unfortunately not enough. I was able to calculate resistance pretty well. I knew that my friend Chris was going to make it in. So it is, the 2 people who bubbled in were Chris and Tori, I believed. Chris Psychola and Tori Dunworth. You saw Tori on this already earlier against Scott, who did, he did lose to Scott. And then there was James Thiel, who got 2nd at a regional this season. He was at this event as well. Nice to see both he and Mike Fouché traveled out to this because they're not exactly local. Well, James Steele used to be, but not quite so anymore. But not too far for either of them either. But yeah, the top 4 was pretty stacked. It was 2 Gardevoir, 3... 1, 2... It was 3 Gardevoirs and a Mew. Yeah. So, again, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check the description box down below for the links to Discord and Twitch and all that good stuff. And we will see you guys next time. That was fast.